Show cause notices have been issued. They arrive with the player. The player is informed. There's 34 players. Some of those players are no longer on the Essendon list. They have to show cause as to why they will not be given infraction notices for using the banned peptide thymosin beta-4. They have 10 days to respond to an anti-doping panel. It's basically saying why you won't be charged, if you want to boil it down into the most simple terms. It is against each individual player. So I think that's an important point to make, is that it's not a charge against Essendon, it is a charge against each individual under the way the doping regulations work. The interesting points about thymosin beta-4 is that the consent forms that the Essendon players signed just say thymosin. The consent forms don't say thymosin beta-4. However, one of the club's defences is that they took, based on what Stephen Dank has contended, that they took a substance called thymomodulin. Thymomodulin is not banned. There's another type of thymosin called thymosin alpha. And thymosin alpha, which has been used to treat AIDS patients, that is not banned by WADA. However, there's been no suggestion that the Essendon players took thymosin alpha. Clearly, ASADA's view is that they've taken, a certain number of them have taken thymosin beta, which is the banned form. Shane Charter, the biochemist, imported what he believed to be thymosin beta-4 from China, sourced that to China. That was then taken into Melbourne and has ended up eventually at Windy Hill during 2012, if not late to 11 or 2012. All that evidence has been dealt with by ASADA. Recently, ASADA went back to interview Shane Charter again, to tighten up, and a lot of this has happened since the federal court judge Gary Downs was given sort of control of this process and to review the evidence. And I think that, having reviewed the evidence, a decision was made by Downs and or ASADA to re-interview a couple of key witnesses and to tighten up the chain of evidence that takes this particular drug from China to the Essendon players. I think 34 is the upper level of the number of show cause notices that anyone thought would be issued. There was always the possibility that it was every single person on the senior and rookie lists in the 2012 season, which is 46 players. So then there's 12 players that will not be getting show cause notices. So those players are seemingly in the clear. There was another substance that was obviously looked at, which is AOD 9604, which is a peptide. It appears that ASADA have not proceeded on that substance. I would assume they won't at all.